Yo, what up, y'all? I'm Christopher Markland, and welcome to my review of episode 3 of Ready to Love on the own. Well, wait a minute. Is it episode 3 or episode 4? Because they got them numbers all kind of. Anyway, this is episode 3 as far as I'm concerned, so we're going to dig in.
Chica asked me out on a date. Prior to this, Chica and I haven't had any one-on-one interaction, so this is going to be my first time in experiencing who he actually is. How are you?
I'm well.
Also, I wanted to get Chica's perspective about what happened at the club when he blew up on Ashima.
How was your week?
So my week has been good.
Okay.
But you'll come to find that I can't move on unless I know that something is settled.
Okay.
So, the club mixer.
Better check your mouth.
I was over there talking to Tandy.
You doing extra.
Ain't nobody being extra, boy. You don't even know what's going on.
You better go tell a stage joke somewhere or something.
This episode was all about maturity and growth. And one thing, just like the name of the show says, it's ready to love or ready for love. If you're not ready for love, because guess what? There's a process to everything. No matter what it is in life, there's a process to it. And there damn sure is a process to love. There's a process to relationships, and there's a process to growing. Throughout it all, as Chica was sitting there talking to Nina, and later on you'll see it as well, he never took ownership for what he did. He never said, you know what, I was wrong. I overreacted. He everything under the sun except for saying, I was to blame for how I reacted. Guess what? Ain't nobody, you a grown man. He's 42 years old. Nobody can make you act anyway outside of who you are. Like he tried to, if you notice, he said, she had a little alcohol, and man, no. Take ownership for who you are and what you do.
My opinion is that Chica completely overreacted, but he doesn't see it. It's kind of a turnoff.
I paid my dues. That's just it. Once you pay your dues, man, you deserve to live life. And looking for somebody who wants to just live life for what it is. I wanted to explain why I acted the way I acted and how I probably came off abrasive to a few people. But the only people that are really going to matter to me are those who I see a possible love interest with. Outside of that, I can't control anybody else's opinions or outlooks on me.
I'm very adamant about being with a man and having a partner that I feel safe with. Like, safety for me means more than anything else. And I'll just be by myself and I'll just be lonely. But I much rather it be that than for me to be kicking it with somebody I'm not feeling.
I can feel that.
Nina's 100% right. How many times have we seen or heard or, unfortunately have a friend or family member who, is caught up in one of those abusive relationships, all right? And it's not just for men, for women rather, it's also for men. You can be in whether it's an emotionally abusive relationship, a verbally abusive relationship, and God forbid, a physically abusive relationship. We all get red flags as far as situations that just aren't good. And if you don't listen to them red flags, and if you say, he's okay, or she didn't mean that, or man, sooner or later, you're going to find yourself in a bad situation. Nina is 100% right. If you don't feel safe in your relationship, well, where the hell are you going to feel safe in? The relationship that you're in is something that you're supposed to be able to go into to protect yourself from the outside world. And if you have a situation where that partner is volatile, as Chica presented himself to be, then that's not going to be a good look.
I spent time with Divine, so I got a good understanding of who she is. I haven't quite spent that amount of time with Alexis. I'm trying to get to know all of these ladies to figure out who I had the strongest connection with. What's going on? So inviting Alexis out would really help me determine where she stands. So what do you think about this journey thus far?
You stood out to me.
You sound like you want a unicorn or something, like a throwback jersey.
Is that not true?
Oh, I'm a unicorn. Yeah, I don't exist.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But initially, I was unsure. I didn't know if you had a serious side. I didn't know if you were honing in on me or if I was, secondary option. London was always my first connection. However, I'm kind of drawn towards sincerity. I need to know if there's more to his story than just the guy that tells jokes.
Alexis and London. I like these two, man. I like how they move. Both of them have been attractive alphas pretty much their whole lives. I mean, you hear Alexis alluding to that, being a pretty girl and all that other stuff. And, with with London, he, played football. He's moved from California. his resume also speaks to the same thing. And, you know, with them being, with their backgrounds and just being the people that they are, you can kind of see that they vibe off of each other and they're feeling each other. Plus, they know how to play the game. Dating, relationships, it's a game. It's an interplay. It's how each party, you know, plays off of the other, and the interplay that makes them grow and develop. And both of them know how to play the game because, quite honestly, they've been playing it for a minute. Now, playing the game is not the same as playing games, okay? There's one particular individual on this damn show, and dude is playing some serious games because, quite honestly, we'll get into him in a second, but playing the game of a relationship is no different than you at work. You know how to deal with your boss, your manager, your supervisor, your vendors, your subordinates, whatever the case may be. There's a way that you play the game at work, and there's damn sure a way that you play the game in a relationship, and both Alex and London know how to play it.
Perception is something that I have fought with for so long.
I have heard some perceptions of me that were completely off target.
Like what?
People think that I am superficial, and I think that's so far off from who I really am. You know what I mean? Like, I had a rough childhood coming up.
Well, tell me about that then.
Alexis mentioned sincerity, and that is important to her. That is exactly why she got turned off with Jimmy, the last episode, where he gave her a token. He gave her a symbol, you know, his heart. And then he ended up talking about it, running his mouth about it. And that turned her off because what it did in that moment was it made her feel that his gesture was insincere. It's almost like he was playing. Remember, we just talked about playing games instead of playing the game. And it's one thing. He gave her the token. Wow, I think that she really liked that in that moment. It was something special about it. But once he started talking about it, it changed everything. And now his gesture just came across as void. It was just something to just basically make her feel good, but there was no sincerity behind it. And that just ruined the entire thing for her. I know I keep talking about lions and leadership. A lion doesn't have to roar every damn time he walks in the room. A lion is a lion, and London is a lion. He is the alpha amongst all the men that are in this competition. London is that lead dude. Chica probably would be second, but he doesn't have the I ain't gonna say that. He does have the charisma. He doesn't. He doesn't have the same qualities that London does. So London knows himself. He knows his strengths, and one of those are his goofy sense of humor, you know, that kind of thing. But he's also a sincere dude from everything I'm gathering. You know, he is looking for love. Obviously, he's torn between Divine and Alexis, but he is feeling Alexis. Now, if you notice that as London and Alexis are having their conversation, he is involved. He's engaged. He's quiet when he needs to be. He's got the smile. He's looking her directly in the eyes, and she's meeting his energy in return. She's looking at him, and as he's saying the right thing. So tell me, how did that make you feel, or whatever the case may be. He's drawing out certain things, and she's, taking that, embracing that, and telling her things about him, about herself, and that in turn, that intimacy is allowing them to grow because now they're learning each other and they're properly communicating. He doesn't have to, I'm this, I'm that. No, he is who he is, and he doesn't have to put his resume on the table. He doesn't have to verbally say what he is and what he can do and what he can bring to the table. It's like, you see this. If you want it, it's here. Now, tell me about you so I can make sure that, I see you. Obviously, you're attractive. Let me know what's popping with you so we can see if, the interior, the inside, the matches what's on the outside.
So I felt like we were vibing out. Initially, we had good conversation. You were very transparent, in which I so appreciate. The good morning text made me smile. That was cool. The morning after the club mixer, I get a good morning text from Carrie. I respond, good morning, Cat Daddy, as we all call Carrie Cat Daddy. Then I got a text, and it kind of threw me a bit. I don't know if you noticed I didn't respond because I didn't know how to respond.
Well, that was a litmus test. I intentionally sent you that text because I wanted to see how you're going to respond.
Carrie says, so if you screamed my name out in pleasure, what would you call me?
You know what? I feel exactly what Carrie's trying to say. He's a bit clumsy with it, but I feel what my man is saying. And I think that he also knows that he is basically, orbiting and damn near probably is in that friend zone. So he tried to pull it out and be like, yo, if you and I were engaged sexually, what are you going to, what name would you call me in the, kind of corny in my opinion. But anyway, I see what my man was trying to say. He's like, yo, if you about to hit that, bust that nut. Now think about it. The reason I said that is, you remember last episode that, the 3 things that Reva said that she needed.
This is gonna sound so bad, but the things that make me feel good, right? That's they laugh
Stress
at me.
reliever.
It's stress reliever, feel good. Church, right? The shooting range, and a good nut. Well, that's me touching myself, right? Those are my stress relievers.
All right. She needed those 3 things. So check it out. She actually opened the door for sexual comments, with that little, there wasn't, damn innuendo. She said exactly what it is. But check this. If that's what you are, if that's how you're communicating, when she said that, Carrie did not respond. He didn't respond in kind of, oh yeah, girl. He didn't do none of that. He's like, okay. And he maturely kept it pushing. So later on now when Carrie, makes a suggestive comment or whatever the case may be, she's like, oh my God, man, get out of here with that, man. It's like, yo, come on, you can't have it both ways. I really think that the friend zone thing is what got him saying. And what he's trying to say is like, yo, my name's Carrie. You ain't gonna call me no cat daddy or what's up. No. If I'm a friend, then yo, you need to say that. I don't want to be your friend. I'm feeling you. There's more to how I'm feeling than that. Let me know what's up. And that's basically what my man was trying to say.
The little cat daddy thing. When I was looking, I just kind of read through the text. I was like, okay, she really hasn't called me Carrie yet. And so I started feeling as though you might have pegged me as being more like a friend zone or the cat daddy zone. If you're interested in someone and instead of calling you your name, they give you a title, that doesn't work for me. That coming from somebody I'm not attracted to, I'm not interested in, whatever.
Okay.
Coming from you, coming from somebody that I am feeling, it all started sounding the same.
Okay. So
coming from
Carrie
somebody
from here
else.
on out then.
Yeah. Now I'm asking you to forgive me and I apologize. Okay.
Well, that's why we talk.
Yeah.
But yeah, just talk to me.
I wasn't trying to be offensive, but I absolutely sent that on purpose to draw her out. And so I address it, and I figure we're good.
And there's nothing worse than you think that things are resolved, all right? She approached it in a very mature thing. Something that he said bothered her. She brought it up straight up. There weren't other people around because we saw what happened last episode when Chica was they were trying to have the conversation. Other people got in the mix and the whole damn thing got blown out of proportion. And the actual problem that they were trying to resolve, I don't even know what the hell happened to that. It's gone right here somewhere. It's gone. So Reva said, hey, what you said in the text bothered me. Cool. Carrie said, okay, this is why I did what I did. This is why I said what I said. They talked it out. And as far as Carrie's concerned, based on what Reva said, oh, I understand. We're cool. He's thinking we're cool. So he's moved on thinking that they're on the same page. Y'all, there's nothing worse. If there's an issue, if there's something that's bothering you that the person that you're talking to, married to, with says, and y'all squash it, damn it, squash it. Or if it's not fully resolved, damn it, say, hey, it's not fully resolved. Don't have one party thinking that, yo, it's all good, when in reality it's not. Because guess what? Now what happens is when you bring it up later on down the line, they're like, wait a minute, where the hell did that come from? Now they're getting blindsided by something that they thought had been put to bed. That's not a good place to be. I'm sure you've heard of situations where, they keep throwing it back up in my face. Yeah, because guess what? For them, it may be active, but for you, it's not. And that's just not a good place for either party to be in. If you're not fully satisfied or happy or the situation's not resolved, damn it, say so. Be like, yo, guess what? I understand what you're saying, but I'm still trying to work through my feelings. Let me sleep on a little bit and then maybe we can, talk it out a little bit more until we get a full resolution. Don't be like, yeah, it's cool. I forget, whatever. And then later on you bring it up. And then later on you bring it up. And then, man, cut that out. Let it be done. If it's not done, say it's not done. but one way or the other. You can't have it both ways. That's just not a good look.
I was young when I got married, and our disagreements would turn into very verbal, abusive battles. And I remember this one particular argument. She said something to me, I said something to her, and it scared me. It's almost like I got like a fast forward glimpse of what can happen if this continued for the next 3, 5, 10 years.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is it. I can't go no further with this relationship.
Thanks for sharing that. I appreciate you opening up about that.
You as well. I mean, I know it's difficult to talk about.
It's very difficult. We share that common ground with being in a volatile situation with a partner.
You want to take this pizza real quick, though?
Yeah, let's go get the pizza.
Okay.
Brent has struck me from day one as a real even level type dude. He's one of those cats. You ever hear someone say that the still waters run deep? He's always struck me as that kind of guy. He's very, he's very quiet, very reserved as far as that's how he's presenting himself. We really haven't had too many interactions. In fact, that interaction, the date with him and Aisha, is probably the most that we've seen of him so far. But anyway, as far as him, I just get that vibe that he's just not feeling Aisha. Yes, she's assertive. Yes, they spoke about their past relationships and how things have affected them. But one thing, it's like towards the end of it, she's like, oh, wow, thanks for telling me that. There was just something real shallow about that. Now, obviously, we know it's reality show editing. We know that, we understand that they're trying to make it dramatic, and obviously there's a lot of things that have been deleted. However, there's just something about their interaction that it's just not long. It just doesn't seem to be built for the long term. I don't think that she's necessarily right for him. I just get that vibe.
So what you think about Alexis, man? What's she here for?
You know what? I'm still trying to figure out. Me and Jimmy both felt a certain type of way about Alexis. I had an initial connection with her, and I thought she was a very beautiful individual as well. You giving her hearts and crystals and stuff, so you tell me.
I haven't had a one-on-one date, man. I haven't had a chance to get to know her.
So you saying the chemistry ain't there?
Well, look.
The connection ain't there?
It's definitely not connected. It's definitely not. We haven't connected, nah.
Okay.
But, the attraction is there.
I did try to holler at Alexis, and yes, I did give her a crystal heart, but I think they kind of backfired on me a little bit. To be honest, I don't even know if she really even had the heart still.
Terrell and Jimmy, I'm not sure what kind of friendship, what kind of kinship alliance they got going on, but obviously, I don't know why Jimmy is still going to Terrell for advice or counsel or whatever. I don't know, because think about it. In the last episode, Terrell threw Jimmy under the damn bus by bringing up the whole heart thing. It's like, hey, he's probably, that was some slimy stuff, but yet and still here Jimmy is going, so what do you think about, man, nothing good is going to come from having a dude like that in your circle. Maybe, I guess they relate. I don't know, but there's just something about that. Terrell, I don't know. But whatever.
Dressed well, I smell good, got an awesome smile. This is a perfect opportunity for me to prove that I'm the guy with the swag.
So tell me something. So far, what are you thinking, your experience?
I'm be honest with you, this is different for me because I feel like I'm a one-woman type of man, you know what I mean? So having these different women coming at me, it's overwhelming, but I really do thank you for having me over today.
Absolutely.
So I will be very honest with you, you were in my bottom, but never written you off, things of that matter, never written you off, but the physical attraction is there. Still want to just hear you and smell you. I'm going to show everything. I'm going to give all I got. I'm going to charm these young ladies, show them that, hey, I'm that guy.
Man, Terrell's date with Reva was the exact opposite of London's date with Alexis. When London was with Alexis and they were talking, London shut the hell up and allowed Alexis to speak. He gave her the positive reinforcement to the conversation, meaning he was looking into her eyes, he was smiling, he was nodding his head. You could tell that he was engaged in what she was saying, and the only time he really spoke, based on what we saw, obviously we didn't see the whole date, their whole interaction, but based on what we saw, he's like, oh, that's what's up, so tell me how you feel, so tell me how that made you feel. He gave her those kind of cues to keep going, and then he once again was quiet and listened. My man, remember, and also going back to what I just said, you don't need to put your damn resume on the damn table if you are confident in the fact that you can get the job. It's talk about, you don't have to say, well, I'm this, I'm that. Once again, the whole damn good credit, I'm swag, all that dumb shit. It's like, man, cut it out. And obviously you see that Reva wasn't feeling that. The whole time he was just talking. He was just talking. He was just talking. And she was like, oh, okay. Oh, you don't say, really? Man, none of that. That's just crazy.
What me being as man, as a hunter, you would be someone I would hunt.
Okay. I'm not sure what's happening right now, but Terrell was definitely laying it on thick.
Good credit.
Right?
Your boy got good credit. She think I'm handsome, thank you. Very easy on the eyes. It's nice, you well put together. You have a nice body.
Like, is this what we're doing? Are we really trying to get to know each other? You know, like, what are we doing right now?
Yeah, it's a beautiful one, but I haven't had that connection like this. I think it was a bug flew in my eye. So I am Mr. Spread Love, so that is what I do.
Sorry, I'm just thirsty. Oh God, sorry, I'm just real thirsty, my bad.
I invited Jimmy to the dog park because, animals are something that I'm really passionate about. I brought Noni and I brought Jelly to meet Jimmy. They are an excellent judge of character, and I'm hoping that they'll like him, but if they don't, then bye-bye.
Man, I hear this all the time. If my dog, my cat, or my gerbil, my alpaca, my pet elephant doesn't like them, or if, my dog barks twice, if they don't get along with my dog, then it's not a good fit. Or if they're the wrong zodiac sign, if they're a Sagittarius and I'm a Capricorn, and personally I'm an Aries, so we're great with everybody. Let me know in the comment section below if you agree. We are the best. But, you hear that all the time. Or if my Malibu didn't graduate 3rd grade and it's the retrograde of the full moon and blooming onions. Man, stop. A relationship is built on not all of those external things that really and truly, I guess if you believe in those things, and there is some validity. Anyway, that's another subject for another day. If you're learning somebody, if you're trying to start with somebody, then you have to start out and give that person a chance. It's all about communication. There's a reason why first gear is the hardest gear in a vehicle, because guess what? You're taking that huge hunk of metal and you're moving it from a full stop and you're getting it going. It takes more energy, more effort, more fuel. It wears and tears on the engine, the transmission, because it's hard to get that thing going. It's the same with a relationship. There are going to be issues that are going to prevent you or slow you down from getting started. And if you want to use, Mercury in retrograde and my dog didn't bark twice, and you're already making an already difficult situation that much more so, because you're adding stuff that really ain't got nothing to do with nothing.
I sort of feel like you one of these dogs sniffing around on every bitch's doorstep.
What makes you think that?
Because you gave Alexis a crystal heart. Like,
No, but you know what? At the end of the day, that was me making an initial move. We're here on a journey, so I gotta meet people.
Jimmy, don't be slutty with your heart.
That was an artificial heart.
And I can't say this enough. Jimmy talks too damn much. My God, it's like, if he hadn't opened his mouth, and I know that he's now dealing with the situation of him running his mouth from the last episode where everything is starting to come out now. By him opening his mouth to, Terrell and talking about everything that he did, that just opened the door for him now having to even struggle to go through what he's going through with Kimber. There's a connection between the two. Kimber was feeling him from day one. He was feeling her. Yes, it's a competition, so of course you're supposed to, talk to other people, whether it be Alexis or any other person on the show. So Jimmy is well within his rights to, talk to different people. However, you talk to them, not talk, and just open the door like he already has. And now he's basically he's dealing with that situation. And obviously you see where it's getting him, because now he has to backpedal and do all this other stuff, when in reality, just be quiet. Now, there's a huge difference between, you know, being sneaky. In other words, all right, no, I'm not saying for him to be sneaky. What I am saying is for him to be discreet. If you're talking to somebody, that's between you and her. If you're talking to Alexis and you give Alexis a token, that's between you and Alexis. If you're talking to Kimber and you say something to Kimber, that's between you and Kimber. But if you start running your mouth and telling all these third-party people, now you got all these people in the mix of what you're trying to do, it's destined to fail.
What's your last temporary forever?
My last temporary forever happened about 7-8 months ago now.
Ooh, months. Ooh,
yeah.
I love the months.
Yeah.
I love the months ago.
Yeah, I mean,
you know
with
why?
the breakup, but
you know why?
But you
it's
know, a
because
breakup.
that's still the same phone call that's still happening. That's still the same text.
Well, no, he can't make any phone calls right now.
Oh, he locked up.
But
he locked up.
Yeah, he's on a vacation.
In that moment when Kimber told him about her past relationship and the fact that it only ended a couple months ago, 8 months ago, I think it was, Jimmy went into straight panic mode because, quite honestly, I believe that he doubted himself in that moment because guess what? If he had been like, oh, well, that's his fault, you know, I'm here now, so it is what it is. If Buddy tries to come back, I'm going to hold his spot down. Why? Because if he felt confident in himself, it don't matter if old boy had been gone 10 years or 10 days. If you in that mix right now, it's a wrap. Nobody can take what, you know, once you've staked your claim, it's yours. Now, don't get me wrong. Obviously, you have to fight for a relationship. Nothing is given. However, the way he reacted, it just seemed like he panicked. Don't get me wrong. He recovered. You know, they made contact where he was holding her hand and they were talking and they talked through that moment and he ended up giving her a kiss. I don't know where the hell that came from. But in the moment that she told him that it was 8 months, I think that something went through him.
Jimmy. I like Jimmy, y'all. Ah! Jimmy kissed me.
There we go.
Oh! But Jimmy gifted the beautiful Alexis with a crystal heart. Aww. He did.
Just wanted you to know that you got my heart now.
I'm gonna keep it right here. You know what? I'm gonna pass that heart on to you, sister.
Ooh. Oh, wow.
I don't need that heart.
She didn't even seem like she cared. Jimmy probably isn't even on her radar. And he's just running up behind her, in turn making me look foolish for believing in him, and she's not even studying him.
All right, now is when it starts to get interesting. All right, Kimber just said, okay, hey, I'm feeling Jimmy, but she still decided she wanted to take a swipe at Alexis for whatever reason. I guess she feels, I was thinking maybe she felt that Alexis is competition, but quite honestly, I think that she feels threatened by Alexis, so she tried to take that low-key swipe. However, like I said, Alexis is built for this game, you know, and she basically just said, nah, I'm good. You can have it. What old boy Future said, I'm good, love, enjoy. And basically just swatted it back at her. Alexis already said prior to Kimber speaking that, yo, I'm feeling London. So if you know that Alexis isn't really focused on Jimmy and you know that you are, and you, based on the conversations that are being held around you, that Jimmy pretty much is, y'all two are feeling each other. Also, if you had that date with Jimmy where y'all ended everything with a kiss and the hand holding, etc., you should be confident that, yo, Alexis can't take what's yours. You know, no different than Jimmy being worried about her ex coming back 8 months later, even if he is locked up, whatever the case may be. If you're confident in that, yo, okay, what's mine is mine, man, nobody can really take that.
I like Terrell, but just as a friend. I didn't feel anything, yeah.
Terrell's a nice guy. He says a few more pictures than what I might like.
I was about to ask y'all, do y'all feel like it's a bit much?
Yeah.
The FaceTime calls and the pictures that you don't ask for, it's a lot.
I'm not real big on no guy sending me no picture of him, not unless I ask.
Everybody raise their hand who got a picture from Terrell. Everybody raise their hand. Okay.
What, Terrell? Are you serious? You really gonna send the same text message to everybody, and you really didn't think we were all gonna find out, Terrell?
F-boy behavior will always come out. The good morning beautiful text, the sending the same message with the same picture to 30 different women. That's basically, you're just carpet bombing. You're just trying to throw out as many as you can and hope that it sticks. Whereas a man a hunter, think about it. A lion ain't gonna chase down a whole damn pack. He's gonna choose that one and he's gonna attack it and he's gonna eat. Whereas if you just start shooting scattershot, you hope that you hit, you're gonna be starving for a long damn time. And better yet, you're gonna be thirsty as hell because you're not hitting anything. And what you do end up with, there's nothing quality about it.
Has anyone else gotten red flags?
Initially, Carrie and I were talking at the first mixer. We had a few morning texts, and he was like, I wonder what you would call me when screaming my name at pleasure.
If you're just not getting to know someone, I need to call you.
Yeah.
I need to see you. The text can carry a different tone.
Yeah, sure can.
Yeah.
It can have you like looking at like, I don't want to fool with this person.
The whole Reva Carrie thing is a couple different issues in that. First of all, context. When Reva said, oh my God, look at what Carrie, he said this. No, she took there was so much context missing, and meaning she didn't say the whole message that was sent, and she damn sure didn't say what Carrie told her in explanation as far as why he said what he said in the text. So if you're just telling half of the story, you've heard the saying before, there's his side, her side, and then the truth. That's the way that she told how things went down is exactly an example of that. Also, Nephew Tommy hit the nail on the head when he's like, yo, if you want to communicate with somebody, especially somebody that you just met and y'all are just starting out the process of dating, just starting out the relationship, guess what? Pick up the damn phone or meet that person face to face and talk. Because guess what? If there are issues regarding, things that are being said, it's not just the words, it's how it's being said. You're going to have the inflection. You're going to have, the emphasis on certain words. You're going to have the huffing and the puffing, all of those verbal cues that you can only hear verbally. You can't get all that from a text. All you get from a text, the most you might have is a damn emoji, or they may use all caps or something, but that still doesn't let the whole message as far as what you're trying to convey come across.
Alexis, what's your reaction to this?
I've not had any creep moments with Carrie whatsoever. I think he's a really nice guy. I think of most of the guys here, he's the most mature. I think he deserves a chance.
Me too, girl.
Some of the ladies want to give him a chance. I wasn't expecting that at all. I'm just clear on where I stand with Carrie at this point.
Real talk, I think Carrie hit the nail on the head when he said that she had put him in the friend zone. There's just no way around it. I think that the cat daddies and the friendship and basically her even saying as far as the three things that she likes, the shooting guns, church, and getting a good nut, all of those things to me are someone that has already put that other person in the friend zone. I believe that when Carrie tried to call it out, it kind of he basically called her out and changed the game for her, because now it's like, oh, wait a minute, you trying to come on up out of that friend zone that I put you in, and I'm going to be nice about it, but I need for you to stay over there, because she just said it. She's feeling Chica. She's feeling Chica. She likes Chica. I guess they had interactions. The show hasn't necessarily depicted that, but that's the case maybe. She's not feeling Carrie like that. And when he put it out there like, yo, what's the deal? It kind of caught her off guard. So if you notice, she's got the body language where she's rocking back and forth, shaking her head and making the comments like, hey, the ladies are saying one thing, but I already know where Carrie is. She knows where he is, and that's in the friend zone. And no matter how he tried to come out, yeah, he came out in a pretty, clumsy manner as far as the text that he sent. Regardless of how he did it, he still tried to come out of the friend zone. She ain't trying to hear that, and it's a wrap.
We got 3 men left in this discussion. 2 need to be let go, and 1 will be asked to stay. The only way to let somebody go is with respect. One-on-one, right to their face. 3 of you all are gonna do just that.
Oh my God. Just got real, right?
Breaking up, ending a relationship, whether it's personal or professional, is never easy. It has to be done with respect. It has to be done with tact. And regardless of how you find the words, It's not easy. It has to be done in many cases because you can't move forward until you've closed where you're, what you're currently in. You can't manage and balance two relationships. Something has to give, and it's just not an easy thing to do.
Yourself from
Miss Tandy.
Hey!
How you doing, man? You got them heels on.
My legs is burning. Breathing hard, that's kind of embarrassing. I'm like, whoo, went up 5 stairs, gee.
I think you're pretty awesome. And I would feel less of a man if I didn't do this for you and did do it for everybody else. So I want to present this to you.
You brought me a gift, Terrell?
Yeah, I brought you a gift.
Oh, perfect match.
So when you have your candles or anything that you want to light up,
I just strike off my perfect matchbox.
Man.
This menu looks fabulous.
Now order from the left side of the menu, Carrie. Now don't be going on the right when it's on my tab. You got to go on the left.
I don't know how the ladies arrived at who was going to deliver the news to who, but they made absolutely perfect choices. Tandy's no nonsense, no BS approach was absolutely perfect to confront Chica. And speaking of Chica, this dude just never took ownership as far as, we'll talk about that in a second. Anyway, Ashima, her laid back, plus with her being a comedian, her sense of humor was the absolute perfect choice in order to talk to Terrell. And Kimber, her vibrance, her energy was exactly right in order to talk to Carrie.
The ladies have come to an agreement that your journey is over.
I didn't even know we were allowed to do that before the mixer even came. So, I gotta look forward to the next mixer.
Your journey is over. Should I say it in Spanish? Just say it in goddamn German? Just bow gracefully, bruh, and it's good. It's okay.
I guess that is a surprise.
I can, with Chica, I can understand that because I would have been a little confused myself because I'm like, okay, the last couple of times, they were all at a mixer and they were all talking and Tommy was the one that's saying, hey, your journey is over. Now you have, Tandy delivering it, so I probably would have been a little off balance as well. Now, once it was all cleared up, he still never took ownership as far as his part in who he is and how that came across with him blowing up with Ashima. It just, come on, man. We have to grow. We have to develop. We have to elevate.
As much as I like you, Terrell, we had to make a decision on if we wanted to move forward with you on this journey. And the decision was no.
Okay, I feel you.
You gonna take your gift back? I mean, that's fine. I like you a lot, Terrell.
You don't have to say anything else. We good, baby.
Well, I don't want us to walk away from this with no issue. I don't want us to walk away.
Enjoy your journey. Hope you find love. And I hope it's genuine. On this journey of love, it stopped for this moment. But I was born to love just as much as an eagle was born to fly.
Terrell, I don't even know if there's not much more to say about that dude. It is what it is. Personally, I'm glad he's off the show because this season, it definitely has a better, more mature vibe. And quite honestly, I don't think that Terrell he's literally not ready for love. Well, he's ready to love himself, but that's not the same.
Let you know that so that possibly you can iron out any misunderstanding.
Thank you for sharing.
I feel like your best match is Reva. That's why I want y'all to iron it out.
It's something that's not even on my radar.
Okay.
In regards to Reva, I'm moving on because the options are still plentiful. And it only takes one to change the game for me. My options are not limited, and we'll see where that goes.
Carrie, he's staying on the show, but quite honestly, I don't think he's gonna last much longer. I don't think the other women are necessarily feeling him. I think that between Chica and definitely Terrell, basically the reprieve was given because those two were, he basically, Carrie is just a lesser of not 2 and 3 evils. So that's the reason why he's there. I definitely understand what he's saying because he knows where he stands with Reva. Their relationship is definitely not going to be the same, and I don't think he's made a connection with anybody else. I want to see how that plays out, but that's my feeling on that one. Since the field is now smaller, I kind of have a better feel for who I think is going to end up. I personally see London ending up with Alexis. I see Tandy ending up with Mario. And my sleeper pick, I see Brent ending up with Divine. Now, that's just what I think. Y'all let me know what you think in the comment section. Let me know who you think is going to end up with who. But personally, that's who I see ending the show, those 3 couples. I cannot wait for next week. I am liking how the whole format, the whole formula, and based on what we saw, the episode on Saturday with 2 guys going home, I guess it stands to reason that next week 2 of the ladies are going to be going home. So in that episode, be sure that you follow me because I live tweet during every episode. Follow me on Twitter at author_Chris M. You see the link up there. Follow me on Twitter. I live tweet during every show. And also, please be sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel. I do a recap video every week, so make sure you hit the notification bell below so that way you get notified every time one of my videos comes out, because I also do what's called Markland Mondays, conversations on dating. I do those once a week every, guess what, Monday. So be sure, those videos are available as well. Check them out, leave a comment, let me know what you think, and have a great week. We out. I will see y'all next week.